devotees, now we start today's Bhagavatam class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tata Jayam Udiret Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Nishtiki. Hare Krishna. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, prayers by the Queen Kunti. Shloka number 41. Atha Vishva Isha Vishwa Atmanam.
Atha Vishvesha Vishwatmana
Vishwamurte Svakeshu me.
Vishwamurte Svakeshu me
Sneha Pāśam imam chindi.
Sneha Pāśam imam chindi
Udam Pāṇḍuṣu vṛṣṇiṣu.
Drudam Pāṇḍuṣu vṛṣṇiṣu
Atha Vishva Isha Vishwa Atmana.
Atha Vishva Isha Vishwa Atmana
Vishwamurte Svakeshu me.
Vishwamurte Svakeshu me
Sneha Pāśam imam chindi.
Sneha Pāśam imam chindi
Udam Pāṇḍuṣu vṛṣṇiṣu.
Drudam Pāṇḍuṣu vṛṣṇiṣu
Prabhuji.
Atha Vishvesha Vishwatmana Vishwamurte Svakeshu me Sneha Pāśam imam chindi Drudam Pāṇḍuṣu vṛṣṇiṣu.
Ashish Prabhuji, please read.
Atha Vishveshu Vishwatman Vishwamurte Svakeshu me Sneha Pāśam imam chindi Dridam Pāṇḍuṣu vṛṣṇiṣu.
Sridhar Prabhuji, please.
Hare Krishna. Adha Vishva Isha Vishwatman Vishwamurte Svakeshu me Sneha Pāśam imam sindhi Dridam Pāṇḍuṣu vṛṣṇiṣu. Hare Krishna.
Punam Mataji, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
अथ विश्वेषु विश्वात्मन विश्वमूर्ते स्वकेषु मे स्नेह पाशम इमं छिन्दी दृढ़ं पाण्डुषु वृष्णिषु.
Rupamai Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji Dandatram. Atha Vishvesa Vishwatman Vishwamurti Svakeshu me Sneha Pāśam imam chindi Dridam Pāṇḍuṣu vṛṣṇiṣu.
My kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Vrishnis. Purport by the Srila Prabhupada. Lord is to ask anything in self-interest from the Lord, but the householders are sometimes obliged to ask favors from the Lord, being bound by the. And therefore she prayed to the Lord to cut off the affectionate tie from her own kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Vrishnis. The Pandavas are her own sons, and the Vrishnis are the members of her paternal family. Krishna was equally related to both the families. Both the families required the Lord's help because both were dependent devotees of the Lord. Srimati Kuntīdevī wished Sri Kṛṣṇa to remain with her sons, the Pandavas, but by his doing so, her parental house would be bereft of the benefit. All these partialities troubled the mind of Kunti, and therefore she desired to of the tie. Devotee cuts off the limited ties of affection of his family and widens his activities of devotional service for all forgotten souls. The typical example is band of 6 Goswamis who followed the path of Lord Chaitanya. All of them belong to the most enlightened and cultured rich families of the higher caste, but for the benefit of the mass of population, they left their comfortable homes and became mendicants. To cut off all family affection means to broaden the field of activities. Without doing this, no one can be qualified as a Brahmana, a king, a public leader, or a devotee of the Lord. The personality of God as an ideal king showed this by example. Sri Ramchandra cut off the tie of affection for his beloved wife to manifest the qualities of an ideal king. Such personalities as a Brahmana, a devotee, a king, or a public leader must be very broad-minded in discharging their respective duties. Srimati Kuntīdevī was conscious of this fact, and being weak, she prayed to be free from such bondage of family affection. The Lord is addressed as the Lord of the universe, or the Lord of the universal mind, indicating his all-powerful ability to cut the hard knot of family affection. Therefore, it is sometimes experienced that the Lord cut off his special affinity toward a weak devotee, breaks the family affection by force of circumstances arranged by his all-powerful energy. By doing so, he causes the devotee to become completely dependent on him and thus clears the path for his going back to Godhead. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guroho Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavancha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sahadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitancha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhecha Krupa Sindhuve Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Nama Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Again, welcome to all devotees. Today we try to understand the shloka number 41, which is the most important prayer of the Kunti Maharani. Please try to understand how she told to Krishna to cut off the affectionate of the family, even even in the side of the Pandu, his husband, and paternal family also. And when it means is not that to cut off all family affection means to broaden the field of activities and not to give up the relation. We make relation with our family, but not attach of them. And this is doing as the cause of devotee to become completely dependent on God, and thus clears the path of our going back to God. And Prabhuji will tell us in detail. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, Kunti Maharani, a woman. A man has got one family, but women generally have two families. A man has got affection for one family, but woman has got affection for two families, father's family and husband's family. So here, Kunti Maharani specifically is mentioning Ṇaiḥ means husband's family, and vṛṣṇiṣu, which is father's family. Now vṛṣṇiṣu, because she was sister of Vasudeva, who comes in the Vrishni dynasty. The other thing she's talking about is Pāśam, means rope. So we are bound by the ropes of affection to the family. This family or that family, everyone is bound up. In fact, we'll see in 5th canto, 5th chapter, 8th verse. Ataḥ gṛha-kṣetra-sutāpta-vittair janasya moho. The family combination, moho, is called as māyā, because we all living entities, we are being washed away by the waves of material nature. Prakṛteḥ kriyamāṇāni karmāṇi sarvaśaḥ. So just like the waves of the river sometimes carry so many straws scattered here, there, and sometimes because of a whirlwind, all the straws meet together in the water. So similarly is our meeting. I am the father, you are the son, she is the wife, he is the grandson, he is the father. In this way, our mixing up in a group of family is exactly like the assembly of the straws in the waves of river. No meaning. Just like the straws, they gather together by movement of waves, and again by the movement of waves, the straws are scattered here and there. Similarly, by the movement or the effect of kala, the time, we also get washed away. What we find as relations today, they are not eternal, they are not permanent, they are not going to be continued forever. So this is simply māyā. Janasya moho ayam aham mam eti. We gather exactly like the straws, and on account of Māyā's influence, we become very much attached. Oh, my son, my daughter, my wife, my family, my mother. This is what is called as entanglement. And entanglement keeps us tangled more and more. Ideally, in the human form of life, our work has to be how to get out of this material world. But unfortunately, we don't know. We do not know, and we not only create families, but also society, community, nation. And in this way, keep on getting embarrassed. So-called nationalism, socialism, communism, simply moha. Exactly the same way as the small insects which we see, because of some illusion or moha, they come to the light and sacrifice their life. So at night, when we have any lamp burning, we'll find that the soul insect gets attracted there, all in bunch. They die, they fall down. And next day morning, when we are cleaning the house, we sweep them apart and throw them away. Prabhupada ji, when he was giving this lecture, he gave the example of the partition of India. How there were so many riots. So many Hindus, Muslims, they were killed. But when they were killed and the bodies were just piled one upon the other, the municipal workers came and threw them away. No differentiation. This is not what human life is meant for. As long as life is there, everyone is thinking, I've got this responsibility, I've got that responsibility, and they're working very, very hard and doing all nonsense. Nunam pramatta kunte krute vikarmaha. First of all, we earn by hook or by crook. We want to see that the spouse, the children, they're given good, nice food, nicely. And if there is some remembrance, then he will eat out of affection. This affection is the very hard knot for being bound up in this material world. Therefore, the Vedic civilization is that the affection is to be cut off compulsorily at a certain age. This affection should not continue forever. If it continues, then there is no chance of becoming free from this material world. And that is why Kṛṣṇa has recommended the Chaturvarnaha Chatuhashram system. And one of them is Vanaprasthashram. So the husband and wife, they have got very much affection for each other, and also the kids. But at certain age, both of them leave the family. They go, give up the affection, go away from home, travel in holy places to purify. And when they're traveling, the wife is just an assistant to the husband, not a spouse. And when that affection is there, they come back to the family, again remain for one or 2 months, and then again go away, not staying at that place. And in this way, when the husband is trained enough, practiced enough to remain aloof from the family, the wife is also sent back to the family to take care of the elderly children. And the man takes sannyas compulsorily. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who was Guru Maharaj of Srila Prabhupada, he used to say, commit civil suicide. See, really, if you commit suicide, it is criminal under the Bharat Nyaya Samhita. But giving up connection with the family, that is also suicide. But it is civil, no criminal action. Voluntarily committing suicide, no more connection with anyone. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say, please commit civil suicide. It is very much necessity if you really want to go back home, back to Godhead. Atasabhari ara varnashrama dharma nishkinchina laya Kṛṣṇa ka sharanaha. Varnashram is planned for material life in a systematic way, so that in due course of time, one can give up the family relationship and take sannyas and completely devote for Krishna's service. This is the plan of Varnashrama system. It's not that you continue living with family forever, because that granthi is very, very hard. That knot is so strong. If not gradually weakened, loosened, broken, it will keep us attached, entangled, and will not allow us to proceed further to the kingdom of God. Chaturvarnyam māyā shrashtam guna karma vibhagasham. This is what Krishna has said. Guna karma. So it is based on guna. Not everyone is qualified in the same way. And therefore, the Acharya will pick up. Oh, he is suitable to become a Brahmin. He is suitable to become a Vaishya. He is good enough to be a Kshatriya, and he can remain as a Shudra. And then everyone has to follow that ashram and that varna. A Brahmana has to compulsorily go through all the 4 ashramas. Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa ashram. A Kshatriya will go through the 3 ashramas. He cannot take sannyas. A Vaishya will have to go to 2 ashramas, Brahmachari and Grihastha. But Shudra, only Grihastha ashram. No one will give them sannyas. Sannyas can be given only to those who have got the Brahminical qualities developed in them. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, we find that Vaishnava is described as Paramahansa. See, Vaishnavas, they do not have separate clothes. They are white clothes because Vaishnava is Paramhansa. Vaishnava is Param Nirmatsaranam Satam Dharma Projahita Kaitava Atra Paramo Nirmata. This is Vaishnava means. It is meant for Paramo Nirmatsaranam Paramhansa. Or as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita by Shri Krishna, Sagunan Samattetan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. So Vaishnavism is very, very difficult. It is a position that is not very easy thing. It is above all qualities. But this is what we have to learn and practice. But then it does not mean that we blindly follow the predecessors. Like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur introduced, not to become an imitation of Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami, Sanatan, Goswamis of Vrindavan, they are all Paramhansas. We cannot follow them. We have to try to become a devotee first. And then even in sannyas, there are 4 stages. We had studied this previously. Kutichak, Bahudak, Parivrajaka-acharya and Paramhansa. KBP 2. So in Kutichak, when one takes sannyas, initially we are not learned to beg door to door. So in the beginning, the person who is taking sannyas, he prepares a cottage outside the village and the food comes from his home. And then when he's practiced, he goes from door to door, that is Bahudak. And then when he's still more practiced, he becomes a preacher, Parivrajaka-acharya, goes from place to place, state to state, country to country for preaching. And after preaching, when he is very much, what I'll say, confident, he settles down in one place. That is Paramhansa stage. So, this is how the whole thing develops. And the whole process is how to get out of the affection of the family, community, nation. And we get all this by studying Vedas. Vedascha sarver aham eva vedya. That is the only necessity to become educated, learned scholars and learned in Vedas. Like even Brahmanas, there is one shloka, Veda pathad bhavet vipro brahma janati brahmana. By Vedic knowledge, when one understands Brahman, he becomes Brahmana. And Brahmanas were divided according to education. They must study Vedas, Vedi. So 1 Vedas, Vedi. 2 Vedas, Dvivedi. 3 Vedas, Trivedi. 4 Vedas, Chaturvedi. But they have to know the Vedas. They have to know the religion. Religion is one. There cannot be 2 religions. Because religion means the law given by God. Simple definition. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. See, law means the order given by the state. So as the law means state order, similarly, religion means Krishna's order. And what is Krishna's order? That you become my devotee. Manmana bhav mad bhakto madhyachi mam namaskaru. 4 things. You always think of me, you become my devotee, you offer your obeisances and worship me. Very easy. And when one starts doing this, how he starts doing it? By chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this mantra is so powerful that it cleanses us of all the impurities. Prabhupada used to say that we kill the demons. And then everyone used to say, how? So he used to say, by chanting Hare Krishna mantra. We purify him so that his demoniac activities are stopped. This is also another way of killing. He stops his demoniac activities. And this is a fact. Because Krishna says you need the purity of the heart to be to such a level that Krishna can appear himself. Swayameva Smurteva Ataḥ. So anyone can become Vaishnava, provided he stops his demoniac activities. Anyone is welcome, provided he accepts the philosophy being propounded by Srila Prabhupada. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vrajaha. You should give up all identities and surrender to Krishna. So what it means is that we should be anya vilashita shunyam, as we understood yesterday, and try to become servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of Lord. This humility has to be developed. You should not be proud of your designations, whether in work or in family or in any other place. What is important is being humble. Otherwise, the attachment will keep you bounded. Sneha Pāśam imam dridham chindi is what Kunti Maharani ji is praying. She wants it to be removed because this affection always creates hurdles on the path back home, back to Godhead. And Prabhupada ji has shown us how we can get rid of the affection for society, for friendship, love, country, nationalism, anything. And this is all because of the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who also, instead of killing the demons like the Jagai Madai, asked them to give up the activities, chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and become freed. So you have to follow those footsteps, follow those instructions. So basically what is important is that the sneha Pāśam, that affection has to be transferred from material relations to Krishna. So this transfer of sneha completely to Krishna is Krishna consciousness. And when our sneha, our affection is for Krishna, oh, how soon can I see Krishna? How soon I can associate with Krishna? That is the time that, just like Kunti Maharani is praying, we will also be in a position to say, please sever the tie of affection for any of the kinsmen that we have. And please see, she's making these prayers to Krishna. And what kind of a Krishna? Vishwa Ishaha, that is Lord of Universe. Vishwa Atman, Soul of Universe. Vishwa Murte, Personality of the Universal Form. So all three. And that is why this prayer is very important, which we need to actually bring in our life. Hare Krishna.